So how'd it go? What did you guys do today?
A little bit of everything. Started off with a team meeting. Just broke down some of our defensive principles. Uh, Touched on a little bit of offense concepts, but it was just more about transition defense, just building on our identity and who we are and establishing that and creating a good foundation for that.
Are you doing a lot of, if not mentoring, just helping people figure out what's going on here right now?
It's weird. Like I'm starting to feel the transition, being in year 6 now, and like understanding the voice that I have and when to use it, how to use it, just kind of helping guys as we're going through small things, um, especially like defensively, like things that I noticed, just kind of picking up on those things, helping Rob, Terrence, new guys like Joe and so forth, PJ.
Is that being more vocal, Nickeil? Is that a natural thing for you, or does that kind of come with confidence and just kind of stature or status in the league? I guess.
I think comfort, confidence, and just having the ability to not be afraid to like if you need to step in, step in. I think accountability is something that we talked about throughout the season, and understanding that as grown men, we got to be able to talk to each other and not take things to heart. We got to be able to say things to each other and like understand it's for the better of our collective group. And Coach talked on that in the meeting, and I think for us, it was just, or for me, so to speak, it's just about doing that, like not being afraid to correct something if it's to better us. You know, it's never out of hate. It's all love, and we know that. So I think it's just comfort, being confident, and keeping the main thing the main thing.
Okay, but when a team makes a move like they did, they bring in somebody that plays a similar position to you, potentially coming off the bench. Do you talk to the coaching staff about what that means for you? Do they come to you and say, "Hey, here's our plan for you after this move"? Kind of, how does that dynamic work when a move like that is made for you in your eyes?
It was brought to me, like Micah mentioned a few stuff to me. Um, Obviously, like your agents check in on you, talk to head office, a little bit of Finch, not too much, but ultimately, at the end of the day, like I just have to look at everything as a chance to get better. Like there's something that I can take and learn from Dante, and for me, it's just about growth. And as a competitor, if he's gonna help the team, and that's what matters. You know, I just got to figure out a way to continue to help the team, and that's not something that I'm new to in my career. Is finding ways to get on the floor, and so you know whatever he's capable of doing and head office sees fit that he can help us. I'm sure there's a reason, and for me, it's just to be on board and do what I can, control what I can as well.
The addition of wings does seem like it opens up the potential for you guys to have more lineups where you go maybe a little smaller. Maybe you play 3 wings and a point guard out there. Like, what dynamic could that add if you guys are able to get to those types of looks more, where maybe you're playing with like a Jaden out there with like a Nickeil out there, things like that.
I think that in terms of the dynamic, like you're saying, it's a different look because we're still getting a feel for everything now that it's new. But I think the overall just of like everyone becoming better players and adding to their game, it makes it tougher. Like the way Jaden's able to get downhill, he's worked on his body, his skill work, like, and you can see that with time, like he's gonna be more confident and flourish. And then the spacing that we have on the team now, adding Dante is gonna help Ant because we've seen what Dante did in the playoffs with New York and his ability to make shots, get downhill, defend. I think it's gonna add to our team and as a whole, as a dynamic, if everyone continues to improve with a young core, who's like sky's the limit, especially with seeing what we did last year and like now trying to make that a norm and not just a one-off.
There are matchups. I know, like the last year, the goal was always to stay big and make the teams adjust to you. But did you feel like there are matchups where, if you can go smaller as a team, that might just be advantageous for you guys?
I'd be lying if I could point out a matchup right now.
Okay.
But honestly, like maybe that is a dynamic that can help. You know, like teams would try to run us, and like we had to become a better transition defensive team. And so, to that point, with starting offensively or starting defensively, better guys on the offensive end, getting better shots, quality of shots, looks, different dynamics to the floor can ultimately change the outcome of how our defense looks or how teams decide to play us. And so that could be a factor for sure. As of now, I don't know who that factor would be for, but I think it could play in.
Where do you want to take a step this year, individually?
I think I want to take a lot of pressure off Mike. Just playmaking as a whole, coming off the bench, playmaking, kind of bringing that poise that he's brought, taking a lot of pages from his book, just learning how to like control a team, control the pace of the game. I think he's got a great feel for that. Credit that to like his abilities mixed in with who he is as a person, his work, and you don't get to year 19 just off of, just hanging around, and like he's definitely got some accomplishments to his resume, and so for me it's just like that's something I look up to. Like, how can I get there?
Like as a point guard?
Yeah, for sure. As a point guard, as a player, as a man, a lot of respect for him. I see him like an older brother to me. So just taking those things, and that's that step I would like to take, is becoming a full, complete playmaker. I know that I'm going to be there defensively. That's what I do, and I've accepted that's who I am, but adding to that.
How do you like establish yourself when you're on the floor as the point guard? Like, there are lineups when Mike's not out there where you can be like, well, Nickeil's the point guard, but it just seems just as easy for Ant to get the ball and bring it up and initiate the offense, and now all of a sudden he's kind of the point guard. Like, is there a way you can go about, like, not like stepping on toes, not saying like, give me the ball, but like, how do you establish it to be like maybe making that your role within certain lineups?
I think just trust. Talking to guys. I'm working, and I believe I'm working. Today was a good day of practice to feel, and for me, just showcasing that, just trusting the work that I put in and knowing that it's going to come over time. I put a lot of work in with James, with John, just trusting everything that I've been doing. And I think over time, it's going to show. And one thing that is great about this team is we instill confidence in each other and we trust each other. Like today, Rudy told me to trust him. I did. And like you can just feel stuff like that growing. And those are small things that down the line in April can contribute to me alleviating pressure off of Mike. And now I'm bringing the ball up, so to speak, or whatever.
Is it fair to say you're looking for more of like? Is it fair to say you're looking for more of like a leadership role with that second unit then, of just kind of being that Mike calming presence?
I would say more of a just wanting to make an impact. The main thing, wanting to make an impact to a winning team. Whether that is kind of stepping up, like I think the overall just is making that impact and leaving my mark on the game. Last year was defensive, and now how can I add to that? Knowing what went well, and in the playoffs had flashes of that offensively. And so how can I just build to become a better player? That's about it for me, the process, and ultimately becoming a better player, better for the team, better for the teams, better for me, vice versa. It's like it's just a win-win, and it kind of just works out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nickeil.
Appreciate it.